Sage Wanderer here, coming at you from my front porch. Hey, I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about something I believe in. Now, for you, this might qualify as a coffee talk or a coffee talk, but it's something I do believe in, but not everyone does. And what I'm talking about is the gift of empathy, or being what people call an empath. Now, some people think that's just gobbledygook mumbo jumbo talk for a person who might be sensitive or aware of other people. But I believe that it's a supernatural gift. I believe empathy is it's a kind of telepathy. It's a kind of mind reading, but it's an emotional reading. Now, some secularists and psychologists will say, no, Sage, you're not an empath. You're just really good at interpreting people's facial expressions and their communication. And you just have a higher level of skill you're a mentalist. You just notice the details. But it doesn't feel like that to me as an empath, as an operating functional empath. It does not feel to me like I am reading their emotions through their facial expressions. Empathy. Oh, my allergies are so bad right now, and I've been crying. When you hear the story, you'll know why I've been crying. But it doesn't feel like I'm reading them. To me, it feels very much like I am them. Like suddenly their emotions are my emotions, and I can't control them. In fact, sometimes my empathy is so strong that when the other person's emotion comes into me and I feel it, or I go into them, I don't know. Like I said, it feels like a kind of telepathy. But when that emotion hits me, I have a much harder time controlling their emotions than I do controlling my own native natural emotions. Like I'm better at stuffing my own stuff than I am your stuff. And it's something that when I was younger, it would occur. I would connect with certain people. It was much more milder. I think the deeper I got into my own spirituality, the stronger my connection came with God, the more I got functional with other gifts of the Spirit, other spiritual gifts, put it that way. It's a better term, less loaded, uh, more generic. But, as I got more developed spiritually as a human, my empathy gift became stronger and stronger. And maybe I'm having a hard time controlling it. It's gotten so finely tuned that I'm starting to, it's becoming a problem for me to a degree. Let's give you a case in point. So, this tells you how strong my empathy gift is. When I was young, I had to be face to face with someone to feel them. Now, it's starting to happen to me and has been for some time through video. I can be watching a video and have this supernatural experience of being teleported into that person's spirit or having their emotions teleported to me. I don't understand it. I don't know how it works. I just know what it feels like. And I don't believe in any way am I reading a person's facial expressions. It's just too intense. And the older I get and the more spiritually developed I get, the more intense the feelings are, to where I still feel like I got my heart broke just from watching someone talk on a video. There's there's a video on Rebel Media right now where they go to a anti-abortion, pro-abortion rally in in Toronto, and a very beautiful blonde woman. He asked her a question, and she's on the pro-life side, and my first impression of her is, wow, that's a pretty woman. And I had a funny thought, maybe I'll move to Toronto because, Faith Goldie is from up there too. And she's another really beautiful woman. But when that earthly human first reaction to her beauty passed, the very next thing that hit me was her sorrow. And I still feel it. And, he asked her some question about abortion, and she was just talking about, what about the child's right to survive, and just the standard fare. But when she started talking about at the pain that the girls that have abortions go through. I felt her. I'm not going to tell you what I know about her from that experience. I'll just tell you that she has a deep sorrow, and it came right through. It came right through that pre-recorded video. Hit me right in the heart. I'm still. That's like 10 minutes ago. I'm still choked up over it. That's why I sit and read these letters that you send me, and some of them I can feel you right through the letter. I just have that empathy. It's just like right there. Sometimes I know this is a gift that God's given me, and I've used it to help people, and I've used it to build the kingdom, off and on my whole life. So I'm not dissing my gift. I guess I'm just, every gift comes with a burden. Every gift comes with a burden. There's always, with every gift is a responsibility, and for every positive thing, there's also a kind of a negative thing that you take the good with the bad, right? Sometimes I think humans weren't meant to operate in certain supernatural ways. There's a stress to it, it can wear you down. But my empathy is getting almost out of control. And when I feel somebody like that, especially in person, it has a really, it takes its toll on me. And, well, I guess I don't want to air anyone's dirty laundry, and nobody knows who anybody's real names are here, so I can just talk to you guys about, I was doing this house sitting, and, for these people that I met, and we were just fast friends, and we took off together, and then I got in far enough and knew them well enough that I started seeing cracks in their marriage, and I started feeling the pain that they both carry, and the empathy of that got to me, and I had to withdraw. I had to pull it back, and yeah, I can't handle it. I can't be exposed to people's fights. I'm a survivor of domestic abuse, and I have a stomach issue that I control quite well, but I do it by reducing my stress load. And it's definitely stress triggered. Every time I doubt it, all I gotta do is get into a stressful situation, especially if it ties back to my childhood at all, and then bam, So I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm finding myself more and more embracing the isolation. And at first, maybe I thought this might be an experiment with, an experiment with solitude, being alone with God, that sort of thing. But more and more, I'm starting to prefer it. And part of it is my empathetic gift is so strong that the only way not to feel people is to stay away from them and not get involved in their lives. And, I guess I wish I knew how to turn that empathy off. And sometimes the strength of it is so strong, it shocks me. Sometimes I can feel another person's pain so bad it's like I got hit in the gut. And sometimes I just look at the world and I go, how do you all walk around hurting so much? How do you hurt so much and still function? How does everyone, how do they do it? Because I can feel it. I can feel their pain. But on the bright side, one of the things people have said about me is I'm such a positive person. And part of that is that, that empathy thing goes both ways. If you're on top of the world, so am I. If you're happy, I'm happy right there with you. I also feel people's positive emotions, not just their pain. And so I think it's one of the things that makes me a good praise and worship leader is because we get this circular thing going where I love Jesus and you love Jesus, and I can feel that you're feeling it, and you can feel that I'm feeling it, and next thing you know, we're jumping up and down. Whoa. That's a woodpecker. Huh. I don't know if you can hear that or not. I hope he's not picking on my house. No, it doesn't. I'd feel it. He must be in one of these trees right here by the house. Sorry, interrupted by wildlife. But, yeah, I mean, I can feel people's positivity. It's one of the things that makes me a really great musician on stage and in nightclubs. We just get the party going. And everybody gets happy, and I'm happy, and we're all happy, and it's a big circle of giant happiness. And, I guess I could title this video, The Perils of Being an Empath. But I thought I would share with you my firsthand experiences with this gift of being an empath. I understand if you don't believe in it. I'm not trying to force you to believe in anything. I haven't offered you any scriptural evidence, although there is. I haven't offered you any scientific or psychological, data, but it's there. This is a thing. I can say that for sure. What I did offer you was one empath's firsthand account of maybe what it's like on the inside, of what it's like to feel people's emotions so strongly that, well, it's one of the things that makes me different. And yeah, but there's always a price to pay or a burden to bear with any gift. And I guess maybe only the people that really understand those prices are the gifted. Everybody wants to be gifted, but nobody talks about how there's always another side to all of it, regardless of what your gift is. And it's just, you take the good with the bad. Like I was saying earlier, sometimes I think humans aren't well equipped to handle those godly things, those superhuman things. And but anyway, what do you think about empathy? Is it more than just reading someone's facial expressions, or is there some kind of neural net, Vulcan mind meld thing that happens with an empath where they literally feel your pain? What do you think? Tell me in the comment section below. Oh, and don't forget to support this channel by making sure that you're subscribed. There's been subscription droppage. I've never experienced it in my channel, but after I was hearing many other YouTubers complain that some algorithm was causing them to delete subscribers on their channel, I started to experience it myself. And I'd never, since the history of this channel, done anything but go up in subscribers. And I'm losing like 25 a day. But from what I understand from other YouTubers, this is a YouTube algorithm that's dropping subscribers. So make sure that you're subscribed. And I never asked for this, but hit the like button. I'm not sure what that does, but hey, you always do that anyway. And also, you can support this channel financially. If you like the content here, feel free to help me out. Send letters and or donations or whatever to even packages to P.O. Box 2915, Weatherford, Texas 76086, or you can support me on Patreon. And I've got an email account now. It's called sageland2019 at outlook.com. So you can also drop me an email. I'm not great at returning emails, but I do read everything, and I'll reply if I can get the time, because, well, anyway, the life of a hermit, you wouldn't understand. All right, we'll see you next time.